mind, it's okay. She off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mind. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, my ego don't come, my people make we shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder. My ego don't come. My people make we shout. My ego don't come. My ego don't come, man of the masses. My ego don't come. Politico, my ego don't come. This one not the off in mind. My ego don't come. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my ego, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my ego diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. See them talk say make we not talk, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, my ego don't come, and people make you shout,
Mr. President, the State Security Service has consistently, since you came in, disobeyed court orders. I can mention Kade Are, I can mention Sambo Asuku has about 3 bails and is still being arrested. I can mention Patrick Bole Kemi. I can go on and on, Nnamdi Kanu of Biafra agitation. These people have legitimate bails from the court, and then they are still being held. Are you not worried? And then, secondly, sir, why
we can only take one? I'm really sorry.
All right, sir.
We've got limited time. Yes, Mr. President.
Are you a lawyer?
I'm a journalist, sir.
You want to be appointed lawyer then? Technically, if you see the type of atrocities those people committed, I'm very sorry to say this publicly, against the country. If they jump bail, if say the former president just wrote to the governor central bank and said, give 40 billion naira, 40 billion to so. And then he fails to account it, and you give him bail, or you ask him to go and see his doctor in London. While you have 2 million people in IDPs, half of them, they don't even know their parents. Which kind of country do you want to run? And the one we are calling Kanu, do you know he has 2 passports? One Nigerian, one British, and he came to this country without using any passport. Do you know he brought an equipment into this country, a sophisticated equipment, and was broadcasting for Radio Biafra? Which kind of government do you want to have?
But we wrote an editorial against him in Premium Times.
What?
Premium Times wrote editorial against his radio station and called on the federal government to stop that.
So he should be given bail to go away. There's a treasonable felony against him, and I hope the court will listen to the case.
Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live. And gradually, those who are speaking in parables, they are going to speak out. they're going to speak out like us. I mean, who are the sponsor of this terrorism in Nigeria? How come terrorists are getting pardoned under Boko Haram and activists are being jailed and killed under Boko Haram? It is because the sponsor of Boko Haram, they are now in government. Share this broadcast. I decided to start this broadcast with that video. It's actually a 2016 video interview, the first and the only presidential interview granted by Boko Haram, the normal national interview started by Obasanjo. And he said the offense of Maazi Nnamdi Kanu was that he brought in equipment, sophisticated equipment to begin, for broadcasting of the Biafra radio in Nigeria. That was his offense. And because of that, then there must be war. Moguno just came out to tell us that Boko Haram said they must crush everybody from southern Nigeria, demanding for self-determination and self-rule. Yeah, but they are pardoning terrorists under Boko Haram. Why? Because the sponsor of Boko Haram, the sponsor of terrorism in Nigeria, they are now in government. You don't believe me? You don't have to. I'll share what I know with you today.
Lórí Facebook, and yes, we like Lórí YouTube, and yes, we like.
Thank you.
Bàbá gbé wúrẹ́, and yes, we like. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ, and yes, we like. Ẹ̀sìn ló bá rúfin o, and yes, we like. Gómìnà gbówó jẹ, and yes, we like. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí fa.
Thank you so much for joining me. Please, you can do like this. If this is your first time of watching Mayegun, thank you for joining us and welcome to this afternoon service, at the Temple of Truth. Some of what I'm going to say may not really go down well with you this time, but you're going to enjoy it if you listen to me with an open mind. Boko Haram in 2014. Most of what we're going to do this afternoon, we're going to be like a bit of a kind of reminder in order to link the story together for this whole thing to make sense to you. The genesis. Boko Haram and gang, they brought in terrorists to the borders of Nigeria. With the little money they had, managed to have stolen from the system, they brought terrorists to the border of Nigeria and they decided to take over the power in Nigeria and take over Nigeria and Islamize Nigeria, their own type of Islam, which many people are beginning to question now. Good enough. Then they said Boko Haram should go and run for president. Boko Haram came and he told the whole Nigeria and their friends abroad that he had the magic wand to stop the terrorism. And for those who have actually worked before Boko Haram came to power, they said many people that were working with Boko Haram and gang, they were actually suspect of the sponsor of Boko Haram. But because of their political affiliation, because of what could have happened, they were shielded. Today, many of them are governors in northern Nigeria today. Many of them are now senators. They are rep members, collecting money and working hand in hand to ensure that no terrorists will be punished under this criminal government. You don't have to believe it, but you can ask yourself, how come Nigeria is so weak with almost 1 million force, agents, security force, so police, military, and all of them, and they can't defeat a ragtag jihadist criminals in northern Nigeria? You're going to know today a little bit. In 2014, the Boko Haram main faction then nominated Bokwari to be their spokesperson, their negotiator with the government of Nigeria under Jonathan. Bokwari rejected her offer, but other people met with Egbere Jonathan, and they managed at the time on record to cough out about $2 billion from him in the name of ceasefire. There will be no more fight. Don't worry. These are just our boys, and we'll deal with them. They managed to collect $2 billion, but it didn't stop because their intention indeed was actually to take over power. And what was the agenda? What is the agenda of Boko Haram? The Sharia must rule Nigeria. So they needed access to that wallet, to that purse, to be able to fund their jihad. And they got it. Bokwari was campaigning on insecurity. You remember?
This country is insecure. This country is getting bankrupt. And it's mainly because of corruption and incompetence. What the APC is out is to make sure that we stabilize this system of multi-party democratic system by voting the PDP out.
Just like that. This country is going bankrupt. That was 2014, 2015. And also, if you remember this,
to come out and vote out PDP for good and make sure your vote count. This is a center of the culture of political focus and determination. We have no doubt if the Southwest Bloc understands and accepts this change, it will happen. So the ball is in your court. If you want to improve Nigeria, put your experience and determination, and God willing, it will happen. Whatever savings we will make from stopping corruption, we will quickly put in farming and mining. And we will start the commodity boards. Let us see the cocoa farms resurfacing since the oil is being ridiculed now in the market. What the APC will do is to make sure infrastructure is once more on the ground. NEPA, power holding owned company, and then the road, the express road from Lagos to here and from here to Ilorin. This will be a great priority to APC. We have no doubt in your state government. You have seen it, you have experienced it, you promise that it will continue. For the rest of the country, especially the Northeast, security is the priority.
And then this.
You and I know that the most important thing is that when the righteous are in power, the people rejoice. Let me ask you a question. Are you rejoicing now? Under this government, are you rejoicing? Very good. The reason why we cannot rejoice under this government is because the scripture says, when the righteous are in power, the people rejoice.
Then they gain the power. The righteous gained power. And the ringleaders of the righteous that took over power, decided to embark on this journey, which has now led to further bloodbath in Nigeria.
Check the records between August 2015, when we received the Agwai Committee and began the outreach, until May, June 2016, there was not one incident of any such killing in southern Kaduna. So we felt that we were succeeding. We felt that we had got the transhumans out of the equation and can now focus on resolving the issues between local herdsmen and farmers, which is still an issue. Okay, but yes, we offered them money. We said, look, if we have to pay you not to kill our people, we're happy to do it.
Is that the only solution that you're adopting, to pay them to stop the killing?
That is the only solution we can see. If anyone has a better solution, you should give us. If you have somebody in Guinea that you cannot prove is responsible for this, but you say, look, we apologize, this has happened. But it didn't happen in my time. Okay, I'm the governor now, this has happened. We apologize that you are caught up in our domestic issues. Have you lost cattle? We can pay. Have you lost lives? We can pay compensation. Compensation for lives and property has foundations even in the Quran and the Bible. Okay, so I don't understand why people would say, but what I said and what we tried to do was twisted, okay, by one newspaper largely, to say that I am paying herdsmen to kill. What?
That's his defense. But he said he paid them like somebody in Guinea. Did you hear that? Somebody in Guinea who is angry and all of that, blah, 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 blah. So we went there. We said, well, we're sorry that you are caught up in our local crisis, blah, 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 blah. That's the decoy. They are now in power. The terrorists could come in. They could get land. They could be resettled. They will be paid. If you have killed our people, don't worry. We'll pay you to stop it. Don't worry. We'll resettle you. That is the new normal. Are you with me? It's not just that and say APC, APC. No. It's not about APC or no APC. This guy is not APC member.
And of course, we will try more to cultivate that culture in our people, while at the same time bringing the Fulanis in one fold and try to arrest their traditional practice of moving from one place to the other. And that is very big, an uphill task. But I think we can communicate with them more, because to them they don't have borders from Cameroon to Nigeria.
But that's the thing, Excellency. How do we ensure that those who will be participating in this federal government largely funded program will be Nigerians?
In terms of the funding?
No, in terms of the
operations.
Operations. You say to bring in the Fulanis together. We have Fulanis from other countries.
The issue of misconception, I see there is a lot of mistrust and misconception with regards to the Fulani man. The Fulani man is a global or an African person. He moves from the Gambia, from Senegal, and his nationality is just a Fulani man. And as a person, I may have my relations in the Cameroon, but they are also Fulani men. I have relations because from the maternal side, I'm a Fulani man. And that is why we want to educate people. A Fulani man sees himself as a Bayelsan, as somebody coming from the Niger Delta, because he speaks the Niger Delta language, which you and I don't. And of course, we would have to just take this as part of our own heritage, something that is African, and that we cannot just close the border and say the Fulani man is just a Nigerian or this. No. In most cases, the crises are precipitated by those outside Nigeria. When there is a reprisal, it is not the Fulani man within Nigeria that causes it. It is that culture of getting revenge, which is embedded in the tradition of the Fulani man, that attracts
revenge against who? Against every indigenous part of Nigeria that rejects their invasive and murderous existence. That is a governor in Nigeria talking about the Fulanis from Gambia, from Guinea, from all over Africa, because they see themselves as African, but they cannot move into Ghana and start claiming that they want their land. They can't move to any part of Africa. Everywhere there has been crisis or Fulani crisis in Africa, there have been places where those who are in power compromised the unity and safety of their people for whatever they are offered, just like Nigeria. And in case of Nigeria, they are the ones in power. The jihadist terrorists, somebody has a better understanding of them. Maybe this would make better, better understanding for you. Watch this.
What they want to do is to send a message to create fear and to show the military that we can come for you and there's nothing you can do. You may not know, I don't know whether it's out in the news, that the major has been killed. Belongs to some groups, and I know about 3 hours ago, his body was found. He has been killed. So, it's not about ransom. I just want to confirm to Mokwe that she is right. It's not about ransom. They just want to pass a message. We can come in. We can do what we need to do. And there are some hardliners in this government that are sponsoring this kind of narratives. They just want to show that they can Islamize this country. They think about Taliban, they think about the Mujahideens, and they want to replicate it in this country. And they don't care what happened. They simply don't care. As long as at the end of the day, there's Sharia, and there is whatever thing they have in their head they want to achieve. So these people that are sending messages are sponsored by Nigerians.
So if I could follow up on that quickly.
Please go ahead.
This part of what you just spoke about now. Quickly.
Please go ahead.
This part of what you just spoke about now. The security agencies gleaned this from those who they arrested over time. Saying this is the intention.
Absolutely. The intention of it's on the internet. So it's not even about the people we interrogated. The intention is to Islamize Nigeria and practice Sharia. And it doesn't matter if some people die. It doesn't matter if you're embarrassed. It doesn't matter if our economy has degenerated. Look at the interest rate. Look at the inflation rate. Look at the debt profile of Nigeria.
That's actually not the full part. For those of you who watched the video on Channels Television this morning, online or on TV, you know what how detailed that conversation was. I have a part I actually want to share with you. Now that they are in government, they have the capacity to influence policies that will never ever punish any of these terrorists. These same people said, according to them, they said if they get to power, they would expose the sponsor of terrorism in Nigeria. When they got to power, right? They shielded those they claim to be the sponsor of terrorism. When they were cornered and were being asked, what are you doing? How can you say you have no intelligence report? There are reports. The reason is because most of those names, they are already government officials now. So there is no DSS that is going to come forward and say, this is the list. Nobody will come out and release it into the public. Because those who want to destroy, who are destroying Nigeria, who are hell-bent in killing other people who don't want to be part of that murderous campaign, murderous existence, right? They are in government. They are the ones dishing out orders. They are the ones denying bail to everyone they accuse of being criminals in Nigeria. Why the real terrorists are being pardoned? This man shared a lot. And I think if you have the time, this part is just a smaller fraction of it. Watch.
Live, you see that the defense secretaries cannot conduct any operations that is not sanctioned by the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Yeah. They cannot.
No matter how small, little
they cannot. So, when the Yar'Adua government decided to put an end to Niger Delta militancy, that was in 2007. What he did was simple. He called all the security chiefs and all the intelligence chiefs and tasked them to come up with a solution. The Defense Intelligence Agency, the National Intelligence Agency, the Department of State Services were called with the Inspector General of Police and the Interpol to come up with the solution to the problem. Then the problem was Niger Delta. The president was Yar'Adua. He was dispassionate. He wanted to solve the problem. Within 6 months, we solved the problem. I remember I have to go to Angola to go and bring Herioka, and nobody in Nigeria knew what we did. All we know is that since 27, 28 that we conducted our operation under Yar'Adua, Niger Delta issue has remained manageable. This government does not want to resolve this problem. They are escalating it because of tribal and religious sentiments.
So when you say this government does not want to resolve it, don't forget the same government has purchased. In fact, they're going to induct the Sopeto Kanu jet because of, the insecurity situation. They have, the president has had to change guards, as it were, as a result of people's clamor. I imagine if that was not in the thinking, why would you go that length to make some of the, some of the pronouncements, the meetings that have happened, the purchase, the change of guard and the rest? Why would they do all that if they don't want to sort this?
Because that is not the solution. What you just mentioned is not the solution. When you have a problem at policy level, strategic level, operational level, when you have a problem, what you need to do is to identify the center of gravity of that problem and attack it. That's what you do. What they are doing is not attacking the center of gravity of the problem of Boko Haram and insurgency. So if the president is buying Super Tucano, is changing service chiefs, that is not the solution. We are looking at the wrong side. It's not kinetic. It's politics.
Are you ruling out kinetic altogether?
I can't rule out kinetic because
so it's
a spectrum. It's a spectrum, so you can't rule out something. But the center of gravity is what they should look at. And what is it? I'm saying it on this channel. It is the sponsor of Boko Haram and bandits.
And speaking about the sponsors, when you say the DSL,
I think I'm having issues with that video, so I'm going to use another shorter form. It's quite detailed, that part, where he began mentioning the sponsor of Boko Haram in Nigeria, who are now in government, how they worked and interrogated many of these terrorists arrested before Boko Haram came to power. Right? So they interrogated them and they gave names. Recently, well, not so recent, the government of Dubai convicted about 5 people who were government officials of Nigeria. They were arrested in Dubai. They are currently in jail in Dubai for being sponsor of Boko Haram, just middlemen who moved money for them. And recently as well, it has come to light that people have found out that those terrorists that you see all over Nigeria today, what they needed and who's do their sponsor, what they get is that when they collect a ransom from all their victims, either from government or either from the private citizens, right? These ransoms are automatically paid to their sponsor, who will then, in return, bring arms and ammunition and give them other coverage that they need. And that is why they will never win the war against terror. Under Boko Haram, there is another part that also shed more light to what happened to the attack on the Kaduna Defense Academy.
It's not about sentiments. It's that there are a group of people in this country that feels that this country should be Islamized. This is a fact. I say you want me to start mentioning names of people in this government that we have interrogated. I was a member of an interrogation team, and I've interrogated a very high-ranking member of this government in 2007, 2008 on the issue of Boko Haram. I interrogated him. He's in this government right now. And what was the issue? Boko Haram. And this senior officer was actually let go because he was found culpable. But right now he's in the government. You see, we must say the truth, because if you don't, this country is going down the precipice. We have been set back more than 60 years right now. We've gone back to the time before 1966 now. And whoever is coming back to repair this country has a lot of work to do. This country has never been polarized, so we cannot run away from it. We have never been this much polarized. I'm a federal person. My mind is federal. My brain is federal. My loyalty is federal. I do things for the federal government. So I cannot come here and try to be sentimental. No, I'm a federal person.
So will your life be at risk now that they're hearing you?
I don't care. I don't care. And my colleagues, they know me. Those people that listen to me, they know me. I don't care. The issue is that this country is bigger than individual. That is the issue. This country is bigger than individuals. Buhari will come and go. Eliminating me or killing me will not solve the problem and will not add value. But he will come and go. And somebody must come and repair the damage to the psyche of this society, the damage to the polarization, to the nepotism that I've never seen in my life. I work with all these presidents. This is the worst situation I've found myself. And believe me, internet does not forget. I was part of the people that helped to bring Buhari to government because I believe in him.
Have you worked with the government after that?
After
you helped bring the government?
Oh, of course, I worked with him. We brought him in 2015, and I work as the Deputy Director of Defense Administration. And we have a lot of hope in him. And we actually are ready to do anything for him. What?
Sorry, guys, that part just cracked me up. There are many people who worked for the emergence of these terrorist guys in government, including the Alaye behind me. Sorry, guys, that we are going to be, your screen is going to be splitted, like having about me in the middle. And then you have this guy. They have started the packaging of him too. You get what I mean? They've started the packaging of Tifnumbu. If you go online now, what do you call it? This picture here, this one. That's the latest picture they just uploaded of him, right? This one here is the Bobo Chicago. Yeah, the Bobo Chicago. The one that people actually knew. And you see this one here. Is the Negaro. The one that will actually ginger many of you when they begin to spice it up for you, all the lies, all the cookings again for 2023. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can also help me welcome Tifnumbu to the studio today. They know the location of the terrorists who have divided and destroyed, Nigeria. Still doing it, and they are protecting them. But they are warning. Because you see what is going on in Nigeria is also going on in Cameroon. Southern Cameroon, people said they are leaving. They don't want to be, they speak English there, Anglophone. There is the other part, northern part of Cameroon, that is Francophone. They speak French, so they control power, just like Nigeria. The difference is that Nigeria is pretended to be Anglo, or get what I mean now. But in practice, Nigeria is not Anglo anything, okay? Sincerely speaking, if there is only one place that something like this that you're about to watch can happen. Just to give you an example that Nigeria is not Anglo anyway. So, Moguno now came out and he said, they are working with other governments in Africa to stop people who want to break away from Nigeria or those who want to break away from Cameroon, the Ambazonians. So before I play you this video, because that's the only place that can happen in Nigeria, you don't do this anywhere else. If you are somebody who is promoting Biafra and you will do anything for Biafra, Baba, no go slack, go buy tickets, go Nigeria. No even try, say you won't go do one small holiday, you look for sun for anywhere in Africa. Anywhere you go, they will grab you. That's the job right now. And you don't know. They are watching all of us. All of me as a day so. Baba, come up the money. Sure, you get what I mean? So don't try it. It's a risk. The Moguno and the rest of them are doing. They are working with Ghana. They are working with Benin Republic. They are working with so many of these African countries, Kenya and those places. So Moguno came out and he said, Bokuwari will not tolerate any manner of breakup, whatever you want to call it, and what have you. And this is what he said.
His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari reassures you that Nigeria's territory will never be used as a haven or staging area by any group of secessionists to destabilize another friendly sovereign country. In addition, we will work closely together to ensure that any real or perceived challenge or attempt to form any alliances between secessionist groups in Nigeria and Cameroon are decisively dealt with. Furthermore, we will continue to support the efforts of the Cameroonian authorities by engaging all aggrieved parties to de-escalate security concerns in the northwest and southwest regions of the country.
Mm-hmm. They are referring to the Biafrans and to us, the Oduduans. We are the troublemakers. We are the one who is troubling Nigeria, not these guys and their cows. They have their own national. You see, that's how it is now. That's the new normal. They are in charge. They are everywhere. They know the locations of all these people. When they kidnapped cadets, when they kidnapped some of the cadets back then, they were keeping them behind the NDA camp in Kaduna. All these school children kidnapping you have been hearing about in Kaduna, these school children kidnapping, the College of Forestry and Mechanism, the what's that called, Bethel University students kidnapped, or everything inside their Kaduna. NDA is around there. Where they put the children is there in Kaduna. Their CEO, has this to say back then. Just a reminder, if you have time.
Sheikh, critics would ask you the question, how much is the cows and cattle contributing to the Nigerian economy? That will warrant a group of persons who feel their cattle have been rustled by criminals, and not by state actors, but by criminals who take up arms against fellow citizens who are suffering the same problem they're going through.
Yes, maybe about, I can say maybe 10% of the herders are the criminals, but 90% in the end, they took up weapons to protect themselves from extinction. This is the truth I'm telling you about. 90%, that's why they are ready. One, to lay down their arms. Two, they themselves, they can take care of the little remnants of the band of the criminals among them, because they don't want anybody to bring mayhem to them. So I think if there is a general amnesty, they are going to lay down their arms. They told us they are ready. So when somebody says ready to lay down his arms, you are saying no, you should not. You should continue fighting. And when they fight, they are the ones that are inflicting injury and inflicting harm to people. That you don't have there the military and the police to protect you. So I don't know what the logic we're using now. And let me give you an example, what people don't know about the Fulani. Look at what is happening in Ibadan. What is happening in Ibadan? Suddenly the Yorubas in Ibadan, not all of them, suddenly some few Yorubas in Ibadan decided to attack Hausas. Why? Because I don't know, whatever it is, they say Hausa, you see injustice going on without doing anything. If people who are supposed to be educated, who have schools, who have roads, who have any amenities of the government, can use, what do you call it, can suddenly attack innocent people they have been together with innocently because some other people did something. What do you expect somebody in the bush who's never schooled, who's never anything? So the Fulani herdsmen are fighting based on ethnic and tribal affiliations, just like the Yorubas are doing now in the south. In the south, the same thing, the same mentality. So Nigerians, whether educated or not educated, we need really to have another national orientation to see that how we live as a nation.
All right, Sheikh, as someone who has been in this conflict resolution advocacy for a long time now, do you think it is sustainable to continue to negotiate and, of course, grant amnesty to those who take up arms against the government and, of course, killing arbitrarily, sacking people from their farms and, of course, involved in all kinds of crime and criminality? Won't this kind of development send wrong signals to criminal-minded elements in other parts of the country who may be tempted to also take up arms against the states to draw government's attention to their plight?
No, it's not possible to have another group just like the herdsmen have, because the herdsmen, they are conditioned by the environment they live to resist.
Sheikh, we had the Niger Delta crisis.
70 years old man, but
that's their sheikh, Gumi. He knows all the location of all the terrorists, all the bandits that could unleash this kind of, this type of, where is that again? Havoc on the people.
The party was supporting the government. Which kind of government is that allowed people, his own citizens, to be killed every day? We are being killed. God will fight for us. God will raise a standard for us. And if they have the weapon, we will have our own God. We pray God to rise on our behalf. And let
Oshoni, Ajeni, Elebologun ni, Amaniseni ni, Afaimaniseni ni, wọ́n á fi yín sílẹ̀.
Amen. Amen. If anybody is holding the people's brain to still think that God is coming to fight for them, Oshoni, Ajeni, everybody, Toshawa in charge, everything. The people that are fighting for tribal this, tribal that, according to Sheikh Gumi, they went to Jos. I'm going to take a minute break. Let's take a minute break. If you're watching me on YouTube, like I said, if this is your first time, you can subscribe onto my page there, right? And you can also give me that thumb up just for a sec. Let me take a quick break before we go to Jos.
And we are competing with armed robbers and bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, àgbàdo, corn, and in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand as consumption.
It's quite easier. Remember that. Anyway, let's go to Jos. The news came. You have heard that they have turned the Jos crisis to religious crisis after that man, they called the Islamic leader of that part, met with Boko Haram, and he said they were going to revenge the killing of the Muslim travelers in a part of Plateau State. Well, they have been killing. They've killed students, schools. Many parts of the country have been sending their buses to evacuate their own indigents from that part of the country. They are killing. This morning they killed 36 people in a community called Naraguta. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but it is somewhere. It is located somewhere in Jos North local government area. According to the survivors, including their leaders there, right, on their own accounts, word for word, they said the king said, yes, it's true. I have been informed that some gunmen attacked my people last night in Naraguta community with many casualties, but we are still investigating to know what really happened. That was the king. Then another person who happened to be the councillor for that ward said, corpses have been taken to the mortuary this morning and people are still making effort to recover more corpses from several houses, which the gunmen also set ablaze. The situation is really bad for the people. That's Yusuf Ali. That's the name of that councillor. Further statement from other people from there said, the gunmen were just shooting in every direction when they arrived the community around 10 p.m. For now, dead bodies have been recovered and we are still searching for more victims because the shooting was too much. When the attacks was going on, the chairman of the local government called the security agents to mobilize to the area, but it was discovered that the gunmen, the terrorists, destroyed the iron bridge linking the community. So that stopped anyone from coming. And they killed 36 people today. That's how easy they go about. Every day people get killed. I'm talking about in numbers, in tens, and and it's the same story. It's just like people waiting for their own turn. When is it going to be my own turn? Is it going to be like a bomb, or is it going to be like a plane, or is it going to, you know what I mean? That's the Nigeria that Boko Haram gang have been building and forcing us to be part of, whether we like it or not. They said the major they kidnapped is not dead. According to the latest information, they said he is still alive and his captors are still asking for 200 million. Right? Watch this video just for 2 minutes. And I will say something after that. How rotten, heartless, unconcerned, unbothered these rogues, opportunists are. And if anyone continue to threaten and tell us that they will do this, they will do that, no wahala. Let's see how far that goes. They have destroyed every sector, destroyed everything, took care of themselves. And even the one that is the Minister of Labor, the Okija Shatabandu, you remember him? I don't remember, Chris Ngige, yeah, is the Minister of Labor. The doctors in Nigeria are currently on strike, and they've been for about 3 weeks. Bukwari left them for London. Tifnumbu left them for London, right? Bukwari returned back, and the doctors are still on strike because they won't be paid, right? And this is why.
I know that you might say that this is under the Ministry of Health, but this is also under the Ministry of Labor. And for someone who is in the medical field, aren't you concerned that, we could be facing a crisis of, a shortage of hands in the medical field as we progress?
No, I'm not concerned at all. I'm not worried.
You're not?
We have surplus. If you have surplus, you export. Yes. It happened at one time, Indian teachers. I was taught biology and chemistry by Indian teachers in my secondary school days. They have surplus in their country. We have surplus in the medical profession here. I can tell you. It's my area. We have.
This is where we're complaining that we don't have enough doctors to man
Who said?
Rural areas. There is not enough medical professionals. You say we have surplus?
We have enough. We have more than enough. Quote me.
So there is nothing wrong with all of these people coming to...
No, nothing wrong.
To come and...
They go out, they sharpen their skills,
they earn money and send them back home here. Yes, we have earnings from them. We have foreign exchange earnings, not from oil. The Indians were doing it. Ceylonese, they taught me. Pakistanis, they taught me.
Are you abreast of what is currently happening in the medical sector?
How?
Honorable Minister.
No, I am.
I'm trying to see if I can get that article now. This was written a couple of weeks ago by a columnist.
Those guys go there, they are trained, they are better trained because of the facilities they have there. Eventually, I know some of them who have come back home with those facilities and opened up centers here. I know of my doctor in America. He has a facility in Imo State now. Has about 4 facilities in Maryland where he is practicing. And so you tell me that there's a brain drain. Yes, he has gone there. In fact, he left in the 80s, yes. We were medical school together. I know a couple of them. And they are setting up centers back home here. And in their centers, they have CAT scan, they have MRI scan, they have other scan, which even the government hospitals cannot maintain.
Doctor,
so I don't see any loss.
We're talking about a brain drain.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes, well.
You see, the drain is inimical. If somebody goes out to be a neurosurgeon abroad, and we don't have neurosurgeons here. We have neurosurgeons here.
The whole Nigeria is in one chance. It's all right. What is happening in Maduguri? You end it. So in the whole Nigeria, we are in one chance. We are in one chance because Buhari, as a leader, is already tired with what is happening in this country. So I don't need to talk too much about that. But all of us, we are in danger. All of us, we are in danger. Anything can happen anytime.
And sincerely speaking, if you ask that, Mayegun, how do you feel about this? This is how I feel.
I just think that somewhere God will just help me because I really wish I could really help. I really wish I could help. It's very painful, truly. I can't.
Do you understand? Because I can't really say it. Nigeria is a complete joke. They have made the joke of the place. And I hope those who are Southerners, who actually know things, they will begin to speak up now. Is yet when they were asking that guy if he felt like his life could be in danger for speaking up. He said, well, if they kill him, it doesn't really change anything. You get what I mean now? I told you that Oloye Sunday Igboho will not be the only person they will chase out of Nigeria. Many of you who worked secretly to bring about a jihadist to government. And his brothers are now controlling everywhere, threatening all of us. If you try anything, we'll kill you. If you do this, we'll kill you. Yet right before our eyes. Yes, they can do whatever they like. Well, what are you going to do about it? I hope we're able to do something about it. I'm going to drop here. Anyway, I'm going to stop here, okay? I'm going to see you later tonight. Because you see that criminal called... before I even stop, maybe I should add this. Just as a reminder that the person who said they don't care, they have surplus doctors in Nigeria, is a doctor himself and is a minister in Nigeria. But just 2 days ago, this was reported.
These are familiar scenes at job recruitment exercises in Nigeria. There is a special difference in this particular instance, though, as these are qualified medical doctors applying for jobs overseas, in Saudi Arabia to be precise. What you can see behind me right now is the process of the recruitment of Nigerian doctors by the Saudi Arabian authorities. This exercise is currently ongoing at the Sheraton Hotel and Towers, right here in the Nigerian capital, Abuja. Nigerian resident doctors have been on strike for almost a month in their demand for better working conditions, and negotiations with the government have failed repeatedly. and the prospect of working for the Saudi government is now seen as a big escape.
The federal government is showing the cold shoulder attitude, doesn't show any kind of responsibility or being careful about the situation. I can't imagine, I can't believe my Honorable Minister of Health came out and he threatened us. So I think it does not make sense or doesn't make much. I mean, it wasn't the situation. To be candid, we're very, very disappointed. I personally am disappointed. When I go to where I work in a very critical care services of the hospital. But basic things that we need, we don't have. Some things I used to put in my money to buy what I need, just for the sake of the patient. And to worsen the situation and to make the matter worse, and day by day, there is no any progress.
To escape from the hills in the society.
What do you mean by hills of society?
A lot of discouraging things. You see banditry, see kidnapping, incessant strike, and all those stuff. And if you can get a place where you can walk, a place that is calm, a place where you can use your skill and you can be well enumerated, is it not better?
For Vivian Okolo here, it is more of a situation of heartbreak as she expresses frustration over the ever-worsening situation in the healthcare system, with this particular case in point.
I left medical school April 2011. My teacher is here. My own teacher, the first person I cited here, was my teacher, a seasoned pediatric consultant. You know what it means? My teacher that taught me how many years ago, I'm giving up on the country, on our leaders, and I come here to meet my teacher. I mean, this is the worst. I never knew it has gone this bad.
The brain drain by Nigerian doctors to the proverbial greener pastures has for long been a known fact, but having a foreign government conduct massive recruitment of Nigerian doctors in Nigeria is taking the issue to a whole new level, and there is no telling the likely far-reaching effects of this down the line.
But according to Okija Shatabandu, it doesn't matter. They are going to earn more money because that's what we do. When we leave Nigeria, we continue to remit money back every month. We continue to build the people that they abandoned. They abandoned the healthcare, abandoned the education sector, abandoned the infrastructure, abandon the safety of the people, abandon every basic thing that normally people should get. Then me, you, all of us, all over the world, looking for greener pasture. So when you now gather the resources, you have to build the people, your family members, your friends, neighbors, community, sometimes even, something bigger. And that is the mentality of building a country of one of the ministers in Nigeria. Yeah, if we can't get any way to get our doctors taken care of so that they can take care of the citizens and all of that, it doesn't really matter. Maybe they will go abroad. Maybe they will become millionaire. Maybe they will make so much money. And then they can come back and build hospital here now. That is the mentality. Like, you have people in government that personally believe that government cannot maintain government infrastructure. So there's no point in building it. Just allocate money for it, steal the money. That's it. Then they have the mentality that there's nothing wrong if another country comes into your country to come and pick the best brain, experience hands. Not because they can't train them in their country, they have the money. But they are coming for the ready-made ones, and they are ready to pay anything that your own government can't pay. And the only thing they see in it is that it's a good thing. She's been at 30 billion. Nigerians are remitting back to Nigeria every year. 90% of these Nigerians they are talking about are those from the southern Nigeria. Me, you. Abi, how many of them they travel for that greener pasture, and not except if they go abroad, they say they are going for education, Rabbi, to go and pursue their education, and then they will education sponsored and funded by the same rigged system in Nigeria, public money. While you are hustling out in order to make sure that your mom, your family members, they have access to better healthcare, which money can buy. Yeah, they have access to the better housing, which money can buy. They have better access to drinking water, even drinking water. You know what I mean? Have access to education that money can buy. While you are doing all of that, subsidizing the country, these criminals are going about telling people that they are making their lives better. They are looting the country. You, me, we are remitting money back through the social support we give to our family members back there. Withdraw all of that, Nigeria will be worse than Somalia. Some said Nigeria will be worse than where's this place again? It will be worse than Somalia. People will be on the street begging. But that is the mentality of the people in government. Maybe you will send money. That is the most mentality of others too. And since we have been subsidizing that, it has become the mentality of those in government. So how do you then want them to change it? They are not worried. They are not worried that ordinary headache, you have to go to that corner shop to go and see a chemist that is going to give you something that you have no idea where they made it from. And that if anything happened to you, you are on your own. And it became vibes and inshallah. You know what I mean? Like, Baba, we go survive. It became vibes. And Baba, inshallah, we go survive. Inshallah, we go survive. By the blood of Jesus. Because that is what they have done. They took away your right to have access to better, well-funded healthcare system by telling you that there is no money for it. Yet, they are able to budget hundreds of millions of pounds for themselves every year from no money. So that's how they take the money away. And some of you thought, they don't care because some of you don't care. You don't care because you don't know. Some of you know, but your ignorance and selfishness or self-centeredness are not really different from these criminals too. You are just waiting to take your time. Look at the joke. The joke is on all of you. Boko Haram sponsor are the one in government in Nigeria. How do you want to defeat Boko Haram? How? Like this weary, Isaleko Barack Obama. They were asking him about power. In 2015, it was aspire to acquire, to require motivational speaker. The the flower planter of Lagos State. You remember him? Isaleko Barack Obama. Fashola. He said, oh yeah, tell us how we go get power for Nigeria, like Boko Haram.
But I will try to be simple. Power generation is not rocket science. It's just generator. So just remember and imagine that your I better pass my neighbor in 1 million times its capacity, but in one place. So if you can make that size of 1 kilowatt, you can make a power turbine of 1,000 megawatts. That's that simple.
Very simple. Look at his mentor. That's his mentor. See, Tifnumbu. That's the mentor, the one that is mentoring all of them. I won't weary. And within 4 years, when they took power, they made him they call him super minister. Minister of darkness. Minister of potholes. And Minister of homelessness. 3 ministerial appointments for him. And Baba, within 4 years, if you ask me that, what was this result? Mayegu tell us in one word. Now like this, it be for 4 years. Makes sense? I won't go much into that. I hope I will be able to speak to you again tonight. If you have the time, you can join me. If you enjoy your time with me on this program this afternoon, give me that thumb up under that video. Share it. Invite your friends, okay? We know the sponsor of the terrorism in Nigeria. They are those in government. And there is no way. Don't let anybody deceive you. Don't let anybody try to manipulate you. or to try to blackmail you. There's something they call, emotional blackmailing. Okay, they will start telling you that don't say that. You should know that enemy of Nigeria at work. There is no other enemy of Nigeria than those who captured the killers of over 200,000 Nigerians in 11 years. They captured them and they released them. They gave them money. So me, where they talk, they say, you see that boy where in guy is big like that fish where swallow rod. That Mayegun. If you capture him anywhere, shame him. Anywhere, Africa, if you see him, we'll go pay you small money. Somebody like me is a big threat to them. But you see those ones that are carrying AK-47 and walking about and do like that, you know what I mean? Those ones, they are just like angry activists. But somebody like me with this microphone, this one be like a remote control for suicide bomber to them. As they are saying this, it's like, look at that weapon. He's using a weapon. This weapon. Just like a Bokwari himself said that Nnamdi Kanu brought in sophisticated equipment. See how he said it? What's the sophisticated radio equipment? Radio. Now size go decide. And some said now the content within inside go decide. Maybe say na radio or na Hoover or na Gbedu or na, you know what I mean? Whatever name. But look at those criminals. They criminalize asking for your rights or demanding the right to determine how you want to live your life, how you want to lead your life, not led by those who will put cows before you and their friends too. So if you enjoyed this broadcast tonight, right, remember this. The day we all agree that those you are trying to figure out as the sponsor and the financiers of Boko Haram and all manner of terrorism in Nigeria, if you are doubting, don't doubt. To stop your doubting now from now, okay? APC, Egbekegbe, they are known as Al-Qaeda People's Congress, okay? Some of us are just reacting because we're seeing the blood, the killing, the whole thing. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel right because it's not right. But that's not how they see it in the northern Nigeria. Trust me, that's not how they see it too. If I get chance, may I talk to you tonight? You can join me from 9 p.m. as well. I'm going to see you again. So to my friends, once again, before you leave, give that thumb up under that video on there on YouTube. Share it with your friends. And if you haven't really subscribed, please do. And to my premium members on Mayegun's Diary Political on YouTube, some of you have told me that you don't get the notification whenever Mayegun is live anymore. That is not from me. It is possibly from YouTube. But I want you to take your time, okay? Check where you have that subscribe button. Then check where your notification button is as well, okay? You can try it now. Let's try it together before we go. Where is that? 1 sec. So we'll try it together. Go there, set your notification to on. I mean, set everything to on, okay? All notification. Then, you know what I mean? Let's see. You won't miss anything, okay? Thank you so much to every one of you for joining me this afternoon. I hope you join me later this evening.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Thank you.
Mayegun Diary Politico. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun Diary.
Thank you.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
súrákì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súrákì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀ súrákì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀ súrákì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀ súrákì. Máyégún ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ súrákì. Máyégún ti dé. Ijó ìgbádùn yẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ súrákì. Máyégún ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ súrákì. Máyégún ti dé. Kí gómìnà gbówó jẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ súrákì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ súrákì. Máyégún ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ súrákì. Máyégún ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ súrákì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súrákì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀ súrákì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súrákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú